Yeah, I got cut off. But anyways, that's what it was like. It was like you were seeing people die online. And that was part of what fueled, I think, such ongoing movement. Also, Black people were just having like a rise. It had been the last time there had been like such active movement, I think was probably like I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful and like miss a movement in between, but I feel like the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, I feel like, but I could be missing a whole bunch of movements in between. I'm sure I am. Um, but Black Lives Matter was like the next time. You know what I mean? So it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was about time. It was beyond time. Um, and what I would say is that to find your place and to find a space for you to um, speak up and do the work you want to do and participate, you need to find your voice and you need to figure out how you want to show up and what you're not afraid of risking. By the time I got to high school, so I had 1 year of high school in Seattle where it was continuous with that. I had that whole protest community. Then I moved to New York in the middle of my high school career. I moved to New York, so I didn't have an established community there. Me and my sister and my mom moved. Um, and so I became pretty quickly removed from the political action happening in New York because I just didn't know. I didn't know the community, and community is a big part of what makes movements last. You know, you build a network, you build a community, you guys talk, you guys organize, you see the same people at at different protests. You become recognizable. I think you shouldn't underestimate how different a protest experience is when you're with people you know and you recognize versus when you don't know anyone. You know, it starts to feel like pride. You know, it's just like, well, what is this? It's difficult. It's harder to connect. It's harder for it to be meaningful, to be long lasting. It's harder for things to go into the night. Like the heyday of the Black Lives Matter movement, it would be all day, all night. All day, all night. All day, all night. Everybody would be you everyone would know what was happening at every, like in every space. Everybody had like second by second updates on Ferguson. We were all so connected, and I think part of it was because you knew the people you were around, and that simply just takes showing up several times and being dedicated to it. um, and that doesn't need to be, again, a serious, scary thing. Just go every time there's a protest. Just go every time. Just go. Because that is what revolution is. It's just showing up. It's just showing up. And you guys have been awesome on TikTok and on social media. It's been incredible to see how revolution has transformed to the digital space. I think that it really took off with Tumblr and Twitter. But it's amazing to see on TikTok. You guys are doing an economic revolution right now, getting everybody funded for different things just by staying for 60 seconds. It's awesome. That's a revolutionary tactic that a lot of you guys are exercising. So I hope that you're proud of yourself. And so big up to you. But yeah, beyond that, the in-person action is also an experience I don't want you to miss out on because it's a great feeling. It's necessary. And also when you're asking how to create change, you kind of have to be in person. You can't skip that. You can't skip the in person. It's just like during the COVID-19 pandemic, like even though we were all supposed to be inside, once George Floyd was killed, like everybody was outside. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? So you have to be in person at a certain point, just like with Palestine. It wouldn't have been as effective if everybody had just stayed online. You have to get outside. So with Alcatraz, with the concentration camps happening, you need to go outside. If you're not feeling invigorated by that, find a different Find a different movement. There's so many things you could care about right now. I will say you guys have the burden of knowing about so much, and that's overwhelming. Certainly generations of the past did not have to deal with that. You just had the whatever was happening, like that your newspaper could tell you about, right? And that your neighbors could tell you about. But you guys have to deal with the entire world. That's a lot of weight to have on your shoulders, because then you feel guilty if you're not saving the entire world. So, and even with your For You page, like I'm not on TikTok a lot because I do think it's addictive, but every other video I scroll past is one of those stay for 60-second videos. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to spend just watching and listening to sad stories or trying to help people. It's a lot of energy, and it's meaningful, and so you should do it if you're not struggling with it. But I don't think we should underestimate, the cost, the time cost, the energy cost, and especially like the shaming that happens at the beginning. It's a little intense. I will say it's intense from my perspective. I don't think you need to shame people, but I get what they're getting at. But I get it. So it is what it is. I get it. But yeah, I want you guys to know that there is always a revolution happening. The world is not burning for the first time. The world has been burning since I was born. It's been burning since my mom was born, since my dad, since my grandparents, since before that. The world is always burning. This is the state. This is what it means to exist. And especially for you guys, as you get older, this is what it means to become an adult. You become responsible for the world. You feel for the world. Your empathy goes 10 times, and you feel like you need to carry everything. And in some sense, you have a responsibility to at least carry your community. Your responsibilities really do maximize. And that's just life, because people have always been suffering, and there's always been a really sad story happening in the world, and there's always been something to care about and fight for. This is not the first time. Trump is not our first Trump, There's been so many Trumps. There's been so many Elon Musks. There's been so many AIs and so many climate changes, and there's so many disasters all the time. The world has always been ending. That doesn't mean that we should be just twiddling our thumbs and accepting it. It just means that revolution is an ongoing part of human existence. You are always going to need to be participating in revolutions. You're always going to need to have that activism spirit within you and be able to activate it, because something always needs fighting for. It's actually, once you get past the trauma of it all, it can actually be a beautiful part of the human experience, because it really does bring you together and bring you a sense of camaraderie that you really can't get from anything else. It's meaningful. It gives life a lot of purpose. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with everything happening, just know that number one, this has happened before and people have survived it and come out on the other side. Do what you can. Show up how you can. For you students, like when I was in high school, we were doing walkouts all the time. We were doing walkouts. Kids were not coming to school sometimes, or there would be a protest at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So kids would leave school early. And sometimes kids would want to get the okay from their teachers, and teachers would be like, I'm not going to say, yes, it's okay. If you're doing a walkout, you're doing a walkout. You're supposed to be breaking the rules. I remember my history teacher said that to us. He's like, I'm not going to say, yeah, you guys, it's okay. You can leave class, go do it. If you're walking out and you're breaking my class rules. Walk out, stand in that. And he made us stand in it, and I appreciate it. Back then I was like, but Mr. Anderson. But no, yeah, he's teaching us critical things, and you guys can do the same thing. Stage a walkout. Let me tell you, that'll be super popular. That'll be so popular. Just tell all the students in the school that you guys want to walk out in honor of the concentration camps. That's so easy. Number one, it's so easy. It's going to be so easy to get students to do it. Like, who doesn't want to leave class? It's just so easy. And it's meaningful. It's real action. It's not, you're not BSing. That's real action, but it's also very easy action. So do a walkout, do a sit-in. We would also do sit-ins. Sit-ins were great. Organize a protest and then like tell the media in your town they love student stuff. You know, student stuff is popular. Your parents will be so proud. So just find a way. You've got it. You've got it. It's gonna be okay. Like I said, the world has been burning since I was a child. The world is always burning. And of course, you do what you can. You should be showing up. You should be taking action. You should care. And, you know, try to do the basics. Don't litter. I hope you're not littering. Stop smoking. You know, try to take public transit and use less plastic and recycle. Like, do what you can, you know, do the basics. And then beyond that, just do what you can. You're gonna be okay. We all go through this. Every generation has their movements, and everybody figures out a way to show up. And it's never gonna feel like enough. With Black Lives Matter, it didn't feel like enough, but it was meaningful. It was so impactful. I cannot explain to you guys the world that we are coming from, pre-Black Lives Matter to post. It's crazy. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. So these movements really do mean something. Even with Palestine, you guys should be so proud of yourselves. Like I said, I've been hearing about Palestine since I was a kid. Since I was a kid, Palestine has been conversation, and obviously before me, Palestine was a conversation. And this is the very first time that I have ever seen Palestine be spoken about with such action, like real action. Like when I was a kid, it was Palestine and Yemen. They would circulate. Palestine, Yemen, Palestine, Yemen. Every year it would be, this is the year that Yemen is going to starve to death. Every year it would be, did you know that there's, in Yemen it would be, did you know that there's a starvation crisis or something, like people are starving to death? And in Palestine it would be, did you know that like there's a war happening in Palestine, there's a genocide? Every year since I had social media, that would be online, it would circulate like clockwork. So you guys should be incredibly proud of the way Palestine is transformed from just this thing that recycles in the media cycle to like, it's a full-on recognized state. It's a recognized state. And yes, there's still war, but this is a long war. It's not gonna happen overnight. But the work that has been done is incredible. The fact that most people, if you ask, do you know about Palestine? They're pro-Palestine. The fact that anybody knows about Palestine, you should be so proud. You should be so proud. So your generation has already done something. Even if you guys weren't leading it, you are here for it. You're a part of it. If you're on TikTok and you did some stuff, like you were doing work, and you should be so proud. So there's that, and there's gonna be more to come because I think you guys should really focus on the planet. I think that's the planet and the economy. If you guys, because it's about time for another economic revolution anyways. Like the 99% got something started. It didn't last very long, but ever since then there's been conversation. But I think you guys can go ahead and pick that one up again because it's time. And if you want to have like a slogan, tax wealth, not work. Tax wealth, not work. Tax the rich. Tax the super rich, the ultra rich. Tax multiplied assets, accumulating assets. Tax accumulating assets. Okay, we're taxing the rich. We're taxing the super rich. Super rich. Okay, we're taxing assets. Things that they can't leave the country with. Okay, they can't run away with your house. It's a house. It's on the ground. So we're taxing the rich. And if I could give you another piece of advice, it would be don't make an idol out of anyone. Don't make an idol out of the people that are doing work in your movements because you're doing them a disservice. You're doing those people a major disservice. It makes their lives really hard. Don't make an idol out of anyone. Just let people who are great at leading be a leader, but don't turn them into your savior. yeah, even though it's human nature, so I don't know if it can be stopped, but try. Yeah, okay, well, that's me. I've been talking forever now, but I really enjoyed getting to give you guys some information, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I don't know, I want like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. If you have questions, I guess I'll answer. This is all the information I can muster, I can think of. Around 2020, or was it 2016? Then we had the protest, the pussy hat protest, because Trump had that whole grab him by the pussy thing. Do you remember that? Dude, what crazy times. We've had so many crazy eras. He's such a crazy man. Anyways, he's been around for so long now. It's been so long. Anyways, bye.